everybody. Hello to all my friends out there in YouTube land, I should say. It's your good buddy, Philtastic Phil here. Welcome back to the channel. You have to excuse me a second. My little guy decided right now would be the time he wants to get out of his pack and play. So I'm trying to confuse him by putting my own show on my TV while I'm broadcasting it, because that's going to mess me up completely. But it will keep him busy. Let's see.
Back to the Future almost. It's
Well,
like a twin of yours, you know.
Before that, you should say, was there twins in Bat? Well, yeah, I guess there's some
It's a different version of him.
different versions of themselves. Why don't you say hi before you start talking? Honey?
Hi.
That was my beautiful wife. My little guy is over there. I think he's hopefully going to be a little quiet. Let's see. He looks very, very tired. And you know what I didn't do? But you gave me an idea. Hold on. Oh, come on. Hi, everybody. Another second here. Here we go. I didn't pick out a song, so I was looking for the theme song lyrics to Back to the Future. And apparently there's a song called Back to the Future, which I didn't know, and it's throwing me off too much. So no singing.
I see the Power of Love.
Yeah, that's the song. Thank you, honey. Remember who sings it?
No.
Huey Lewis and the News. Let's see. Is there a write-in for the CBCA's nominations? Technically, they are all write-ins. But before we get to that, let's see who is here. Neil, good morning, my man. Trev, my man, happy not birthday. If you know, you know. Fanboy, how are ya? Mikey Evil. Did you listen to that song yet, Mike? Mike, by the way, in case everybody here knows, but for the people who aren't normally on YouTube, who might be watching this in Facebook Town or LinkedInville, are you shutting me off?
No.
In LinkedInville, you need to look up Evil's comics, because Evil Mike does a hell of a review every week or so. And I'll say this too, even though it says evil in his name, he's not an evil guy. Not at all, in my experience. Let's see. Trev, okay. Daredevil NYC. I was going to go real high up with the NYC, and I remembered I'm in my 40s and was like, we could just keep it here. DVH, how are you, sir? The doctor is in the building. Brian LCS, getting ready for his big move. Zach, hello. I don't know what that was either. I apologize for that.
Hello, Governor.
Yeah. Mr. 23, how are you, sir? Did I skip somebody? This goes. Yep, great Metallica reference. I know it's a cover. The Metallica version of Am I Evil is the one I'm more familiar with. You good, bud? Super. Looks to me like I'm gonna just start screaming the entire time. So we'll take a little sip of the coffee here. By the way, I did not send out the winner from last week yet. I know that Wellbore prize tagged Madam, so I will get those out hopefully by Monday. I'll send out that and this, and then I have a surprise AOK I think I'm going to send out as well. Baby Tastic simply wants to sing to us. Yeah, he does. He's a good singer. So why don't we talk about this week? Well, yeah, before we talk about this week, you know, we're going to talk about, honey, we're going to just go out of order because of the Back to the Future reference. Do you know what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about next week. Make sure you are here next week. I've been lucky to have an uptick in subscribers as of late. I honestly, I noticed it during when I was doing all the scroll shorts, which I really need to get back to doing some shorts, not to the same extent, because that was like, but I think in some fashion, and I've gotten a lot of good advice from some people. Cole's Comics Claims gave me a little bit of advice on shorts. Scotty Durs, I believe. I got a little bit of advice from Reggie. So I definitely have to dive back into that. It's just a lot going on. Yeah, I'm getting very close to 300, which, I mean, for me, we hit 200 back in March, April, May, June, July. I mean, it seems slow, but to me, that was pretty quick, comparing to how far it took me to get to 100 and to 200. So what I'm going to do I'm going to announce what I'm doing for the next big milestone giveaway next week. So if you're here, thank you. Stay here. Make sure you're here next week for me to show my crazy little plan. It's going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be a duck race. So sorry, buddy, you're not going to get any more rubber duckies that we wind up sending back to Amazon the week after. But we'll figure that out. So again, be here next week for that. So stuff this week. In case you missed it, we had a very Hellfire heavy week. We started with I interviewed. If you missed that, it was a kind of a last minute live show with my sister Pamela.
What was this past week?
It might have been last Thursday, actually, now I'm thinking about it, but I'm just going to go with it. Because I don't remember exactly what we did. Did I do anything Monday? No, I didn't. Okay. So the last couple of shows have been off the Hellfire Gala. I had done an interview with my sister who's in the fashion industry. She runs a boutique in the Miami area. I shouldn't say just a boutique, it's a whole brand. And is up and down the East Coast constantly. Doing that. Hey Joe, how are you? And she critiqued the some of the dresses and suits and whatnot of the Hellfire Gala. I thought it was a pretty interesting episode. Seems like we got a lot of replays here. I'm sorry, my sister's camera for whatever reason was not working, so she was not on camera. But we'll get her back at some point. We also, I think that was Wednesday night.
No.
No, buddy? You don't want to see Aunt Pam on? I won't. Oh, good. Thank you, Daredevil. Oh, here you go. I played Magic Arena briefly. It was taking up too much space on my phone, and I couldn't edit anything, so I was out of that quick. We also did, this past week, my first ever read-through of a comic. I did a digital version of the Hellfire Gala because I have not been back to my LCS yet. Shout out to my LCS, by the way, Sean over at Fat Moose, doing some good stuff. I really wanted to read the Hellfire Gala. I'm very good about avoiding spoilers, especially because I don't go to the LCS every week. But Hellfire Gala was getting a little tough, so I was like, hey, Sean, look, if I pay for it, can you just rip off that little sticker and I could download the digital code? And he was like, sure. So we did that. And wow, I'm going to try not to spoil anything here, but if you missed that show, go back and watch it, or you could also just read the Hellfire Gala. It was certainly, in my impression, I think it was the Infinity War of X-Men, which means that we'll have the Endgame, I guess, coming up soon. So we'll see. Now, I actually did not ask my wife if she watched it, or I know she watched most of it, but honey, so Hellfire Gala first, how much did you watch? Because it was a longer stream. I wound up talking more than I thought I would, I'll be honest with you.
I watched it, but I was a little distracted by Mom because I was talking to her too.
And my mother-in-law was nice enough to come over and help out with the little guy. So my wife was not alone. Hey, Durs, thank you for dropping in, sir. Durs, by the way, let me tell you something. Every Friday morning, you need to check out Collecting with Durs. You get a nice little positivity thing. It doesn't take very long. It's like a nice little meditation. You know, if he could do that every morning, I'd be, I think, a much more content person every morning. But such is life. So, the stuff that you did watch, what were your overall impressions? If you're gonna spoil anything, by the way, you have to say spoilers first.
I think I enjoyed it overall. I liked the interaction. I liked the involvement with different people. I liked that it was a different topic. It was a unique topic.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, like I thought it was fun. I thought it was entertaining. It was different.
What was your impression of the event itself? So first of all, I mean, things kind of escalated pretty quickly. I don't know if you'd agree with that.
I guess.
Well, were you shocked when you saw that? So I'll be honest with you, some of that stuff I was trying to think. You've seen, and I'm trying to not give anything away. You've seen, characters fight before. You've seen character deaths. You've seen character resurrections. You've seen characters, be physically harmed in books before. But this was all on, I think, in my impression, at least, on a much larger scale. The only things I could think of where, the only time I could think where you saw, something like this would be the early versions of the last Secret War series, where basically they were resetting the universe anyway. Maybe in the Ultimate Comics series, I can't remember the first, in Cataclysm, when Magneto went crazy and the whole world flooded. But yeah, I mean, like, this was quick, right away, and it made you just even like step back, like, oof, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Was there anything that you remember? I think he thinks he's getting water from that. That you were surprised to see?
Not really.
You were,
I'm trying to think.
everything that you saw, you were expecting to see. Come on.
I mean, I don't know what really stuck out. I have to think about it.
I mean, I think a lot sticks out. But I don't know. Yeah, that was certainly, again, I think the most memorable read in a good way. I think when they want to evil. I'm still a little confused by that one, I'll be honest with you. Evil is saying, so this has happened before, a mutant being an inhuman. Maybe Crystal. And I know that I'm stretching from that. Yeah. But like, they explained it, but it was still kind of like, all right, it feels like it was kind of more of a technical explanation. I guess whatever worked for them. I mean, to be honest with you, that was the part of the book I felt like they really didn't need. Yeah, I mean, from what they understand, she's basically because her mutation didn't come through until after she was an inhuman. So I don't. It was very confusing. It was basically like, hey, we wanted to bring her back. We want to bring her back quick, and this is the only way we could think of doing it because everything's going haywire after this. I plan to do a video with some of my ideas as far as what will be occurring. I'm not going to be reading any of the limited series in between. Though I'll say this, it did tempt me a little bit, especially some of the characters who didn't quite make it. I'm curious to see how they're going to be involved in limited series. And these characters have been promoted in these limited series. I'm not blowing anything up, but I'm kind of like, well, how are they doing this? Is this going to be a prequel? Because it's not really touted this way, but no problem. Here, turn up the volume on your phone really loud, Brad. I'll help you out with your supervisors. Brad is a good guy. Leave Brad alone and let him do whatever he wants. Oh, and give him more money. There you go. I took care of that for you, man. I didn't go to the LCS yet this week. Maybe when I go to Target, I'll stop on my way back. We'll see. Either today or tomorrow. I'm looking at my wife as I need the thumbs up. I have to help her around here. You'll know why soon. And bless you, pal. Bless you. Yeah, so I didn't go to the LCS yet. So that's why you're not seeing that kind of haul yet. I will show you, though. Brad's not unemployed. No. I will show you. Oh, and a special thank you, of course, to Neil, to Brad, David, Evil, everybody who both watched live and also participated. I did a little bit of a giveaway during that video. And like I said, it was a good time. Maybe we might do another read through soon. Yeah, I don't want to do it just to do it. I prefer to do it when there are events that are coming up. Before I show you what I read this week, which I think you might be surprised by, in addition to Hellfire Gala, we'll do a giveaway for this week, or we'll start it at least. Give me a moment. Brian, I got your. I didn't see the photo yet, but I just saw your message. If you're still here, I actually instructed them to get around it just by having them refresh their browser and in some case clearing out cookies. And knock on wood, that seems to be working because I was hearing it from like 6 different people. But that's a perfect segue. If you look at the bottom, I will be obnoxiously streaming at the bottom here. Remember, your CBC Award nominations end at midnight tonight. And yeah, look, I didn't do a whole lot of promoting and whatnot for it. And look, if you would be so nice enough to add us as a nomination, Fantastic Comics and Art, some of our continuing series, Loving Comics, even this Last Week Today Live, I guess that's a continuing series too. I'd appreciate it. I didn't get into YouTube Border Comics to win awards, but it's very nice, and I appreciate everything that Brian and the committee and everybody here really is doing behind that. Hey, Dope, how are you, sir? Let me just see. Give away tool. I need to open the stream while I give away tool. Okay, we'll do hashtag midnight. Okay, so do hashtag midnight to be entered to win this week's drawing. If you are outside of the United States, of the coast of the inland United States, I should say, I will give you the option of some digital comics as well, or a digital gift card, just to kind of save on the shipping a little bit. If not, I will show you a little bit later on what the giveaway is for this week. Again, that's hashtag midnight, and we'll be pulling that towards the end of the show. So let me tell you what I read this week. And 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 5 of these books I got for free. They were giveaways, and I finally caught up to them. And these are going to seem outdated, and some of these I think are like a year old, to be honest with you. So bear with me here. The first is a series that somehow went under the radar for me. I've heard people talk about it and hadn't checked it out. This is The Dead Romans, issue number 1. Now, I'll say this. If you are familiar with me, one comic I talked about heavily when I started my channel, not so much recently, is Britannia by Valiant. I haven't, when Valiant relaunched, I tried to dip my foot into as many as I can until my LCS stopped carrying them. But Britannia has been really one of my favorite reads, I have to say, over the past decade. And this is of that same time period, it seems. Now, whereas Britannia, the writer Peter Milligan, um, did go, into painstaking. Buddy, give me like a few minutes. Did go to painstaking lengths to really steep the story into the history of the Roman Empire and the history of the time and tell you what's going on, providing full background information in the back of the book. Hey, buddy, Matthew, look, look. We might have to switch my channel over to Miss Rachel, my TV over to Miss Rachel in a minute. Yeah, he didn't go to this writer didn't go over to the same stakes. I still like it. The artwork in it, I think, is a standout for me. It's more of a kind of an abstract style, kind of like a Sienkiewicz, kind of like a Del Mundo, who I like. And I really enjoyed it. I'm going to see if my LCS has the other copies, just some of the stuff there. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to check out the others. I don't know if this is a limited or an ongoing, but this is through Image Shadowline. And like I said, this is a little bit of an older book at this point. This is from, last year. But I'll have to look at that. Yeah, what Wellbore and Neil, by the way, are talking about, they participated in, I did a little bit of a giveaway. Hi, Joffrey, how are you? A bit of a giveaway after the live read. Wellbore and Neil went through it and completed it. They got a digital prize pack from me. I picked out some digital comics, just a smattering, from our friends at Legacy Comics. I've interviewed their now sole editor-in-chief and head honcho. Head honcho is my term, not his. Pat Hickey Jr. in the past. You can go back and take a look. By the way, if you are a content creator, and I know many of you are, Pat's a great guy. If you ever need to interview anybody, he's highly entertaining, very intelligent, very smart, and I dig the guy's drive. He's become really, I'd have to say, a new friend, and I look forward to most of what he puts out. I didn't really know what to pick, so I just kind of picked. I know that through Kanji in there. I like Kanji a lot, though it does take a couple issues to build. You might not get that in what I sent. The Job, which I've enjoyed immensely, and Legend of the Night Owl, which I think there's only been one issue of so far, but I dug it. That's from Afram, actually. And I hope to see more from Legacy soon. He's always putting out new stuff. Next, this is one everybody talked about. And again, these were free copies, so these are not in mint condition or anything like that. This is Something Epic #1. This is a book a lot of people were talking about a couple months ago. This is the only issue of it I've read, and it wasn't something I was necessarily seeking to come out. It's definitely a different start to it and a different kind of comic. I like the idea of the imagination being involved and whatnot. You good, pal? You good? I definitely want to check out more issues of this as well. Are you good? He's been smoking way too much lately. No more cigarettes, okay? We'll have to cut back. If you know in the chat, by the way, and if you don't know me, I'm just joking around, but yeah, how many cigarettes a day should a baby be smoking? I want to make sure he's not overdoing it. Yeah, so I enjoyed the first issue. I am going to check out subsequent issues. Yeah, I think I remember seeing your review, Mike. I have to go back. All right, hold on. I've got to do a little appeasement here. No, he's not drinking anything. It's just he's teething more. So he's drooling. Let's see. Give me a second here. I'm putting Miss Rachel on mute for him. Hey, Paul, how are you? Let's see. And again, I'm being facetious about the cigarette stuff, of course. Yeah, like I say, I'd enjoy it. Definitely want to check out the other issues. There's a lot of setup in this, and I respect that, but it's definitely a different kind of issue. Hey, Manny. And again, hashtag midnight. Thank you. Okay, this next one, I'll skip around to this first. This is one I showed off. I got this from Reggie, and one of my wins from him. I think this is issue 10. I had not heard about this book at all. Hoax Hunters. I hadn't heard anybody talk about this. All I knew it was a creepy, kind of art here. It looks like a fine art print of a diving suit with some ravens on it. And I know that this is an older book here too. Apparently Miss Rachel works on children without the audio on, so pro tip. Really, I'm taking it with the grain of salt that I'm coming into this later in the story. I don't know these characters and whatnot. Hoax Hunters, yeah. Hook Hunters. Here, let me show it to you again here. The premise seems to be like something I would enjoy. Kind of, from what I gather, it's kind of like a Josh Gates type of thing, except more sinister, of course. Kind of like an In Search Of, and these people seem to be affected by, I don't know if it's witches or ghosts or demons or something like that. Like I said, I come into this late. It was okay, not great. To be honest with you, I found the art to be it. Yeah, I mean the cover is nicer than the interior art. Like here is the cover. It does kind of look like a Jenny Frisian. But interior art is just not that great, in my opinion. There are things I kind of like in it, but it's almost I don't know. It's a little distracting. It's like almost like everybody has a bit of jaundice or something going on. I found it hard to get into it. It's, again, like I said, it was okay. Not something I think I would pick up. Maybe if it was like in a dollar bin or something like that. But yeah, just not my thing. Okay. Yep. Hashtag midnight. I see that here. Letting babies smoke kind of sounds like a Chad thing. Chad doesn't like to be around babies at all. The next thing I read, not from Image, actually. This was the only non-indie floppy I read this week. Yeah, I remember those at the diner too, Paul. I think this is from, this was actually from 2019. Harley Quinn 25th anniversary special. Again, this was in a win. I think it was from Reggie. This is an exclusive Josh Middleton variant that was through Jetpack Comics, which is a nice cover. I don't normally get Middleton stuff. I don't have anything against them or anything. It's just not on my radar, I guess. But it's really cool. I figured in this I would get either just a mishmash type of story, or a what you get with any kind of anthology book. And yeah, it is an anthology book. And look, if you're getting Harley Quinn in this area, you're getting Amanda Connor artwork and Jimmy Palmiotti story generally. If you don't like Amanda Connor, it's not going to be for you. I don't go for it, but I don't not go for it. You know what I'm saying? It's just okay in my opinion. I'll say this though. I really was surprised and enjoyed this, and the majority of the stories in this are really, really good. Here's just a splash from the Amanda Connor page story. And it's not, it's kind of nice because it's not like you need a whole lot of information to go into this. So if you just want to do, like a one and done pickup, it's perfect for that. Even I really like the pinup artwork that they have in between the stories. Look at this one. This is from Dustin Eugen. This is awesome. I would buy that if I was at a con and he was signing prints. I'd get that in a minute. Really enjoy that. Yeah, no, I kind of see that with Harley. I think that, and I've said this before, but my whole kind of approach to Harley, at least my interpretation, Harley is DC's answer to Deadpool, but with boobs. That's just how it is. And I think Deadpool is basically Bugs Bunny with guns. And that's again, I'm boiling things down significantly. I understand that, but that's what it is to me, at least. Did I miss a story? Actually, I'm looking at a surprise party story. Oh, no, I did read that one. I remember that. Yeah, I mean, again, you're not getting anything heavy. Everything is pretty light in here, and you're also getting different kind of styles of Barbie. Oh, if TM was here, I wanted to take a picture of this and show him. Maybe I'll do this after the show. There's a story with Swamp Thing in here. I really like how Swamp Thing is rendered. It is a cartoonier style. I'm not one for really going for that. I think it's just okay. I don't go nuts for it. But this is really, really well done. So this was a surprisingly good read. And again, especially if you're like me, don't really read a whole bunch of Harley or whatnot. It's perfect. You can walk right into it. Don't worry about continuity or anything like that, and walk right out. Let me see here. I think they got away from that, but I think that's what DC was going for. Yeah. I can definitely see that. I'm trying to think. The only other things I remember reading in recent years with Harley was, she was in a little bit of Tiny Onion's Batman. I didn't like how he had her in there, where she was kind of talking. I think it was Clown Killer. Look, you could do this, but it's going to be just as bad as Joker if you do this. I didn't care for that approach. And then I read her in, what was it? Heroes in Crisis. Thought it was good, not great. Yeah, she was trying to be the new Robin. Yeah. And it kind of fell flat for me. The last thing I read is a book I guarantee you guys do not have. This is one I shared a couple weeks ago. This is actually from a friend who him and I attended a virtually, I should say, over the computer in the height of the pandemic. I took a couple classes at Joe Kubert for writing and another one for pitching. He was in the pitching class with me, and he had those are all normal sounds, I assure you. He actually went ahead and self-published a couple books, and I've shared his stuff in the past. Redemptor. He had a Zorro book as well. I thought was well done, and this is his latest, and I really enjoyed it. Gangster Bat. No problem. Do what you got to do, David. I'm going to tell you, Robert Peluso has a very stylized drawing style. I just, I know I just said I don't really care for cartoony stuff, but his is a exception for me, and it works for him. If anything, this is a little bit. See you later, boy. this is a little bit less stylized for him. But it's a compelling story. And what's kind of interesting, and this is the second time Robert's done this. He's a college professor by trade. This is actually based off of I think it's a literary character or a stage character. Let me see here. This book was published in 1926. Let me see. Excuse me. I don't know what this is off of. If it was a play or a book itself, but basically there was a book I'm reading right from his. He's got a whole kind of thing in the afterword here, a little essay about it where he got this, or I guess the inspiration. There we go. I haven't drank enough coffee yet, so. Because you look at this as like, oh, it's kind of like Batman. This is actually the character that Batman was based off of. So there was a book published in 1926 called The Bat. And then Robert did a little bit of research on his own and found that, oh, here we go. This is why I couldn't figure it out. So it was a book, and then the book was adapted into a play called The Bat, and played on Broadway in New York City for nearly 900 performances. So Bob Kane, born in 1915, although he never, well, let me see here. Early days of cinema. Oh, and then there was a movie. Oh, okay, there was a silent movie, excuse me, released later in the 20s called The Bat. And while he was doing his research, Robert was doing his research, he found a Will Eisner essay that says Bob Kane's first drawings of Batman came from the old silent film serials. So Robert kind of draws a line between the Bat and Batman. And look, there's a lot of stuff to be drawn, to be said here. I mean, yeah, the design does look like Batman. You do have a rich kind of guy, but it's more of, I'd have to say, less orphaned, kind of hurt person, more kind of Count of Monte Cristo kind of vibe to it. But I really, really dug this. I'm not saying that because Rob's a friend, but oh, Evil, you saw it. Okay, this is my first reference to the Bat, and like I said, I enjoyed it. If you guys want a copy of this, it's on Amazon. Again, he self-publishes this. He's got his whole little thing there, Peluso Company. Like I said, Rob's had a bunch of other things that I've enjoyed. Redemptor. Here you go. It says the Zorro, the Curse of Capistrano, Signor Zorro, the Curse of Capistrano, and now Gangster Bat. And I, like I said, I really enjoyed this. I keep meaning to message Rob and give him props for this because I want to see issue 2. Okay, that is everything I read. So I'm going to go through the comments, and then after I'm done with the comments, we shall do our giveaway. So let's see. So David had to run. I saw that. Yeah, he's a good growler. Catch the reruns in syndication. Okay. Yep, hashtag midnight to get in on that. I should also say what's coming up this week. I do have a video prepared already where I'm just talking about some of my general feelings on Secret Invasion. I know there's been a lot of talk about it. There's a lot of people who, for one reason or whatnot, one reason or another, just didn't enjoy it. Hey, Biggie. How are you? Big B, rather. Sorry. I did, except for the last episode. And you'll have to tune in when that comes on to see why. So let's go ahead. Big B again, if you do hashtag midnight, if you want to be entered into our giveaway, I will give you 2 more minutes. Other than that, I still have to mix that audio I was talking about. If you watched the Hellfire Gala Fashion one, I had interviewed my sister for the first one. I was just kind of starting YouTube, didn't really know how to do a video conference like with StreamYard. I was using Zoom and I got audio but no video. So I've been meaning to put something together with that. I might as well do it now. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Okay, Big B's in here. Yeah, and I'll say this, Evil. If you're expecting a big superhero adventure, you're not going to get that. And I think that's a lot of what people were expecting. And it's not that. You good, pal? Again, that's a normal sound. So let's go ahead and run the drawing. Spinning, 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 spinning. Remember to be back next week to learn about our next big milestone giveaway. And it's still spinning. The winner. This guy's won for me. I think this is going to be like the third time within a month that that he's won. Neil, congratulations, buddy. I will be putting that out here. Hey, Lucky, Evil's brother. How are you, sir? I guess that's fitting. His Evil's brother's name is Lucky. Well, Evil could be Lucky, I suppose. I don't know. I don't have enough coffee yet to think about such things. But yes, congratulations to Neil. So let me show you what Neil has won. And again, these are from my personal back bins and whatnot. So I'll be honest with you, it's mostly Marvel, but I think it's a good assortment. First and foremost, this is a book that jumped up when people thought it would have been something. And I think it's fittingly so jumps back down. X Factor number 78, some mid-90s X Factor. Wow, this one's got to be, it's from 92, so you're talking, yeah, some time has passed. Cool Mr. Sinister cover. Joe Quesada cover. Okay, here's a non-Marvel. The Walking Dead Deluxe number 56. Interesting cover. Yeah, it's a butt. I don't know what to say. Okay, another one. I really enjoy this cover actually. Alpha Flight numero 25. Booty, there you go, Evil. This is something that, Neil, you might be able to retire on this, depending on what YouTubers you watch. Darkhawk number 25. With a nice foil cover there. Yeah, you know, I hear that from a lot of people. I always will recommend Peter David's run. I guess that was volume 3, Manny. Really, really well done. And last but not least, another foil cover. The Adventures of Superman, number 505. I think this was shortly after he came back to life. And what's good about this, too, yeah, you see some fireworks in the background. But what's really good about this, too, is let's say you're getting ready to go out and you just start organizing your collection. You don't have time to run into the bathroom. You can actually use this as a mirror, you know, just to check your hair and whatnot. I know that joke was a long walk for not much of a laugh. But yeah, so that's Superman 505. Neil, I will put these out in the mail to you. To everybody else, we're at the end of the show. Just wanted to say thank you for checking it out. Remember, you have until midnight to vote in the Comic Book Community Awards if you haven't done so already. So go ahead and do that. Even if you don't vote for me, still go and vote. You know, I'm going to say that just because it's important, I think, to support our little community and what everybody does. Oh, Big B broke 1,000 subs last Sunday. Congratulations to you, sir. Yeah, and I wasn't going to mention it, but I'll mention this now. If you don't know Big B McFly, go back and take a look at his. He did a great Swamp Thing drawing on Between the Lines a couple weeks ago. Like, I'm still thinking about it. That's how great it was. Trev, I didn't realize you weren't feeling well. I hope you feel better, sir. Roscoe, you're just in time for us to leave. But as a reminder, come back next week where I'm going to talk about my next big milestone giveaway. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Check out, there's a lot of other things going on. I know John's Comics for Kids. 2:30, I believe. Only Slabs is on. I know Brian's on next week. I don't know off the top of my head who's on this week, but I did Rob's show a couple weeks ago. I had a great time, and it's a great show. With that, thanks again for everybody for checking out the channel. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, your week, your weekend, and all that fun stuff. Be good to each other. Peace, love, and comics.